Yo, Raider Nation, what's good, Silver and Black Faithful? It's time to dive into the latest Las Vegas Raiders news. And let me tell you, the desert is buzzing with energy as we wrap up the 2025 training camp. We're on the cusp of the final preseason showdown against the Arizona Cardinals, and whispers are swirling that Coach Pete Carroll might just pull a shocker in Glendale. Could we see a bold play call, a surprise starter, or a game-changing moment that sets the tone for the regular season? Buckle up because we're about to unpack all the juicy details from Henderson, spotlight the standouts, and dive into what's got Raider Nation on edge. Let's roll into the heart of this training camp finale and see what's cooking for our Raiders. The Las Vegas Raiders are grinding hard at the Intermountain Health Performance Center, and the intensity is off the charts as they prep for their last preseason game. Coach Pete Carroll, the 73-year-old legend, is bringing that signature fire we all know from his Seattle days, and it's lighting a spark under this squad. In a recent practice, he turned up the heat on backup QB Aiden O'Connell, cranking the play clock down to a brutal 18 seconds to simulate high-pressure situations. O'Connell got a bit fiery, but Carroll loves that passion, saying the fact that he takes pride in that, and it pisses him off sometimes, ain't nothing wrong with that. That's the kind of grit we need in the quarterback room, especially with Geno Smith locked in as the starter after a crisp performance against the 49ers, connecting with tight end Brock Bowers for a 28-yard beauty. So, Raider Nation, what do you think? Can O'Connell's feistiness earn him a bigger role, or is Geno's chemistry with the offense too strong to shake? The offensive line is starting to gel, and that's huge news for a unit that's been a work in progress. Colton Miller, fresh off a 3-year, $66 million extension, is anchoring the left side like a beast, giving Geno Smith the protection he needs to sling it. Coach Carroll's pumped about Jordan Meredith stepping up at center, saying, "I'm really fired up about what Jordan is doing in the middle." But don't sleep on Dylan Parham, who's been a rocket guard and got so heated in practice that he was barking at the defense for getting too chippy with the running backs. Carroll let him vent, loving that fire. He was just showing who he is and how he cares. With rookie Jackson Powers-Johnson battling for a starting spot despite a recent rib injury, the competition is fierce. Could this O-line finally be the backbone we've been waiting for to unleash Ashton Jeanty in the running game? Speaking of Jeanty, the rookie running back drafted number 6 overall is turning heads despite taking a big hit to his shoulder in the 49ers game. He bounced back with a highlight reel truck stick, showing he's got the toughness to be a workhorse. The backfield is crowded, though, with Raheem Mostert, Zamir White, and Sincere McCormick all vying for carries, and Coach Carroll's got a tough call to make. Some reports suggest a surprise cut could be coming. Could it be Mostert, or is Jeanty's emergence too much for the vets to overcome? The ground game's improvement is critical, especially after ranking dead last in rushing in 2024. What's your take, Raider Nation? Is Jeanty the future, or do we need a veteran like Mostert to balance the load? Drop your thoughts in the comments. The defense is where things get spicy, and Max Crosby is leading the charge as always. The dude's a one-man wrecking crew, and even in a mock game at Allegiant Stadium, he was blowing up plays left and right. Defensive coordinator Patrick Graham's new-look unit, with additions like linebackers Jermaine Pratt and Landon Roberts, plus safety-turned linebacker Jamal Adams, is starting to click. Tyree Wilson's making steady progress too, with Carroll noting, "We're really trying to make sure we put him in the right spots that take advantage of his skills." But injuries are a concern. Cornerback Q Blue Kelly tweaked his hamstring, and while it's not a pull, the team's playing it safe. The secondary's depth is thin after trading Jacorian Bennett for DT Thomas Booker IV, so Kelly's health is crucial. Can this defense, anchored by Crosby, become the elite unit we need to compete in the stacked AFC West? On the injury front, the Raiders are navigating some bumps, but nothing catastrophic yet. Jackson Powers-Johnson is back after his rib issue, logging 15 snaps against the 49ers, and defensive tackle Adam Butler returned after missing time for personal reasons. However, the release of Christian Wilkins in July due to a foot injury dispute sent shockwaves through Raider Nation, and the NFLPA's grievance against the team is still pending. It's a reminder of how quickly things can shift, but Carroll's keeping the focus on the field, saying, "We come here to play good football and get better." The joint practice with the 49ers showed promise, with Devin White and Jeremy Chin making noise. What's the vibe, Raider Nation? Are we deep enough to weather these injuries? Or is the Wilkins saga a sign of bigger issues? Now, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Pete Carroll's potential shocker in Arizona. The man's known for bold moves, and with the roster cuts looming, teams must trim to 53 players by next week. Could he be planning a surprise starter or a trick play to send a message? Maybe rookie QB Cam Miller gets some extended run to prove he's the future QB too, or perhaps a lesser-known name like wideout Shedder Jackson, who's been turning heads, gets a chance to shine. Carroll's been mixing up the offensive line, giving Jordan Meredith first-team reps over Powers Johnson, which raised eyebrows. He's also got high praise for tight end Michael Mayer, who's been a red zone monster alongside Bowers. Could we see a two-tight end set dominate in Glendale? What's your prediction for Carroll's big move, Raider Nation? The buzz around camp is electric, and the mock game at Allegiant Stadium gave fans a taste of what's to come. Geno Smith was surgical, hitting Bowers for 2 red zone TDs and spreading the ball to Jakobi Meyers, Trey Tucker, and Mayer. The offense, under new coordinator Chip Kelly, is pulling from the Sean McVay and Kyle Shanahan playbooks, per wideout Alex Bachman, which means we could see some creative schemes. But the defense stole the show in the joint practice with the 49ers, with Q Blue Kelly and Devin White locking things down before Kelly's hamstring tweak. The Raiders are building a culture of toughness, but with the preseason finale looming, every rep counts. Who's your breakout star for the Cardinals game, Raider Nation? Let's hear it. As we head into this final preseason clash, the Raiders are at a crossroads. The offense is finding its rhythm, with Geno Smith and Brock Bowers looking like a dynamic duo, but the running back battle and O-line competitions are still unsettled. Defensively, Max Crosby's dominance is a given, but the secondary and linebacker core need to prove they can hang with the AFC's best. Carroll's energy is infectious, and his goal of 10 wins, bold for a team that's struggled recently, has Raider Nation dreaming big. The Cardinals game is our last chance to see who's ready to step up before the regular season kicks off against the Patriots. What's the one thing you want to see from the Raiders in Arizona? Fam? Drop it below. The linebacker group is another storyline to watch, with Landon Roberts and Jermaine Pratt bringing veteran savvy, while Devin White's resurgence is turning heads. John Glenn, the linebackers coach, has a tough call with Cody Lindenberg, a 7th-round pick, fighting for a roster spot. Jamal Adams, transitioning to linebacker, is making waves after years of injury struggles, and his versatility could be a game-changer. But with the roster bubble tight, someone's getting cut, and reports suggest it could be a shocker. The Raider Ramble noted the linebacker group as one of the most talked about this preseason. Do you think Adams locks down a starting role, or could a rookie like Lindenberg sneak onto the 53-man roster? Let's debate it in the comments. The passing game is where the Raiders could really shine in 2025. Brock Bowers, coming off a record-setting rookie season with 112 catches, is already Geno Smith's go-to guy, and that 28-yard grab against the 49ers was a thing of beauty. Jakobi Meyers, who had a career year in 2024 with 87 receptions for 1,027 yards, is poised for another big season, but his chemistry with Smith will be key. Trey Tucker's speed makes him a fantasy football sleeper, and Michael Myers' red zone prowess adds another dimension. Chip Kelly's offense is designed to exploit mismatches, and with Bowers and Mayer, we could see defenses scrambling. What's the ceiling for this passing attack, Raider Nation? Can we crack the top 10 in total offense after 2 years at 27th? As we close out this training camp journey, the Silver and Black are showing signs of a team ready to fight for respect. From Geno Smith's precision to Max Crosby's relentless energy, this roster has the pieces to make noise. Pete Carroll's leadership, paired with Chip Kelly's innovative offense and Patrick Graham's gritty defense, has Raider Nation buzzing with optimism. But it's up to us, the fans, to carry that energy into the season. Smash that like button, drop your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to stay locked in with all things Las Vegas Raiders. Share this video with every Raiders fan you know, because the Silver and Black is back, baby. Just win, baby.